Hey, 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 guys, come on in. Welcome, IG. Welcome, Facebook, YouTube, and wherever else I am streaming live. Come on in. Let's trickle in to do some Tax Talk Tuesday. And this is just a moment I want to come in and just give you a few updates that are going on within my office as well as with the IRS as we ramp up into tax season. Come on in, come on in. And as you're checking in, if you'll let me know where you're checking in from, let me know where you're checking in from. How is everyone's Tuesday going? It is chilly here in the South. I see Texas got some snow. I don't know if I have anyone on from Texas, but I see that Texas had gotten some snow. I'm just trying to adjust here to make sure I'm not like directed to any one category. I have Facebook on one and IG on the other. Come on in, come on in, come on in. I'm going to give it a few moments here so some people can get in the room and we can talk about these updates and these changes and what's to be expected as we go into tax season. If you're not aware from your specific tax professional, if you have a different one other than me, hopefully not. But if you do, hopefully they're providing you with updates on how their processes will work this season. I know for my office specifically, we've had to incorporate some changes, some additions to our tax organizers and things of that nature. So come on in so we can chat it up a little bit. And I'm not going to be on here long. Just want to check in and see what everybody's got going on. Come on in. Now, y'all know that was my song, Come On in the Room. Again, as you're checking in, let me know where you're checking in from. And for those of you that's not familiar with me, I know I did an intro of myself and who I am, but for those who missed it, because I know not all the time when we make posts, they drop on everyone's feed, but I am Tawanna with Bryan Business Solutions, a 100% virtual full service accounting and tax practice. Firm practice. I use it interchangeably. And I got some deets for you guys because I dropped something earlier and I've switched it up a little bit. So nonetheless, anywho, let's get started with Tax Talk Tuesday. So first things first, again, I am Tawanna with Bryan Business Solutions. I own and operate a full service tax and accounting firm here based out of Columbia, South Carolina. However, I can serve you anywhere in the continental U.S. If you have to pay taxes in the U.S., I can serve you. So now that that's out of the way, who I focus on, my niche market is real estate professionals. I work with quite a few of individuals who are service-based. And that's primarily where I try to stay in my lane. So those e-commerce folks that's out there, I actually have someone that's on my team that specializes in e-commerce. So I'm super excited about that. And she specializes in sales tax. So if you need your sales tax done and you're running an e-commerce store, I don't think a lot of people realize that when you're selling things online, paparazzi, bedroom candy, anything that you're selling online, that's online retail, and you have products that are involved, you're sending shipments out to other states, you need to check and see if you're supposed to be paying state taxes to that state. You don't want them to come back and bite you later. So that is one thing that I know you have to be really, really careful of. But so here's some of the focus issues right now. One thing that I just said, you want to be clear as to what your tax professionals or your tax offices COVID-19 policies are. Be sure you find that out before you go to the office. Some offices I know are working by appointment only. Some are doing a combination, a hybrid, where they're working mostly virtual, 85%, and then maybe 15%, but they have to be by appointment. Unlike myself, I've decided to stay 100% virtual, so I will be doing no contact visits at all. Before I would be remote and I would travel and things of that nature, but I've decided to go 100% virtual this year, just for my safety, especially after I went through that period in December. It really made me say, okay, just, you're a little more high risk, so take the necessary precautions. Not that I'm fearful or anything, but I want to make sure I take the necessary precautions to keep myself happy, healthy. I'm going to be happy, but keep myself healthy, as well as my those in my household. So that's that. As far as my policies are concerned, like I said, we will be 100% virtual. My clients already know. And for those of you who will be joining me this tax season, I work with tax organizers. That's to help you get yourself together, get your items together, pull your documents together. This year, I am excited to say I am streamlining the process. So what you would do to trigger your onboarding is you would go into the calendar as if you would technically do any other time to book an appointment with me or whatever. You go into the calendar, and when you do that and you put your name, email address, I think that's it, phone number, name, email address, phone number, that's going to trigger the first welcome letter to go out to you. And when you get your welcome letter, it will give you a breakdown of everything that's going to happen, all of the steps, what we will be doing and how we will be serving you, and then what you would be responsible for getting to us. So payments will be handled that way. One thing is going to pretty much trigger the next thing to be done. So I'm excited about this process. Again, I am working behind the scenes. We're looking forward to being able to have everything housed in one place, but that didn't work out. So what do you do when you have a challenge? You find a way to make it work. I can't say, oh, I'm not going to serve my clients now because something didn't work out. Now, yes, it was delayed, and the process is being delayed of me getting tax organizers to everyone. However, I want to make sure everything is in place. I want to make sure that you all are getting the additional questions that will need to be answered in order for us to complete your returns this year. The stimulus check, a lot of people got the first stimulus check but didn't get the second. That makes a difference on your return. So these are things that we need to know, and we need to make sure that we're capturing that information. There's with the earned income, again, you're able to, if your 2019 numbers were high enough for you to qualify, and now this year they're lower, and it kind of pushes you out of that sweet spot where you would qualify before, then you can use your 2019 numbers. So these are things that I want to know on the front end, because what I want to do is minimize as much as possible where you can get all your documents in. We can do the work for you, get your taxes taken care of as quickly and as efficiently as possible, and then get everything transmitted to the IRS. I will say though, the IRS has asked us to wait. Now, for those filing now, that's totally up to you if you've gotten both of your stimulus checks, but they have asked for us to wait until after the 15th before we start, because there's a test period that people aren't aware of for the IRS. The official season does not start until the 27th, but there's a period that we can actually load returns into the system. And we don't want to do that and then have to keep doing that back and forth. So my office will be waiting until after that time, and then but I'm still going to get everything out hopefully tomorrow. My plan is, my ETA is tomorrow for my clients tax organizers, and that blast to go out to say, hey, we're ready, here's the link, check yourself in. It's like a on pre-check. That's what it is, pre-check. So we got pre-check here, so you can kind of minimize your stuff. When you're getting ready to board the plane, you do a pre-check, so you don't have to go through all that, right? So I'm excited about that. And though that's one of the changes that we're going to make within my office. If there's questions, of course, there's always an opportunity for my clients to reach out and schedule some time so that we can chat. I'm working a lot by appointments these days simply because I have webinars scheduled and I don't like when someone calls and I can't answer. That frustrates me. So when you're expecting my call at a time that's most convenient for you, as well as me, then then it works better when we know our expectations. So I'm big now on managing our expectations. Um, there are a massive amount of changes this year, guys. So bear with us. As I've said before, bear with us. Be nice to your tax professionals. Be kind to us. We have had to, in these last couple of weeks, like we are like bombarded with information with the PPP opening back up and even the rules and stipulations and guidelines for that. So we've got a lot going on, but we want to make sure that you all get served to the best of our abilities, and I will work diligently to ensure that within my office. If anyone has any questions or anything about tax season, what's to come, drop them in the chat. I will get them answered to the best of my ability. The other thing that I wanted to announce, which is why I wanted to come on, guys. So yesterday I wasn't feeling the greatest. I wasn't feeling well. I was having some, I don't know, some relapse, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so I pulled myself together and continue to do whatever. So, but I wanted to get this news out. So I don't know who saw when I had posted that we were going to pay your rent. Well, I have decided, after I thought about it, I was like, okay, well, what if somebody doesn't have rent? What if they're, and I know we're all adulting, right? But and somebody might have a mortgage or whatever. But what if there's a bill or something that's just kind of lagging it, that you like, dang, if I just had an extra couple of whatever, I would get this bill paid. So what I've decided, instead of paying the rent and specifying it to the rent, up to my dollar amount is 800, and I'm going to select 3 winners, and you have to be a client. But when you sign up, everyone, as you onboard, you go into the pot for the drawing. The drawing will take place in April, so we will pay a bill for you. So that will be one of our little promos that we're doing. The other thing is we're paying $50 for referrals. So I'm excited about that. So you're going to see me change up the actual flyer that I had originally put out. I think I pulled the one down off of Facebook. I'm not sure about IG, but so I'm going to post that. Let us pay your bill. Go ahead, get on boarded with us. If you are not a current client and you want to get on that roster for when I send out the notification that everything is working properly, and you're ready to onboard, I'll send that link. I'm going to start posting the link for anyone that wants to onboard. So you don't necessarily even have to wait on an email from me to do that. So just be on the lookout for that coming through. I'll be flashing it everywhere, and I'll probably sponsor an ad or two for it so that, it'll get out there a little bit more. But I am excited to serve. I am excited to help you guys get educated as we go into these weird times right now that we're living in. And how it impacts our tax season. I want everyone to, especially, and our tax professionals also, be patient with people, because it's a change in process. Like, this is really, really different than what most have had to deal with any tax season. So especially for those who weren't already virtual, it didn't impact me as much because I was already primarily virtual. But for those people that had to make a change, and there's changes that have to be made, tax professionals, just as much as I'm asking the clients to bear with us, tax professionals, be patient with people, be understanding, give grace, because we're going to need a lot of it this tax season. Give grace, and be patient, and just explain. If somebody doesn't understand your processes, explain the process to them. It hurts nothing to explain the process to your client and help them to understand. And there's things that we would think, because this is what we do, people should know. But a lot of times people don't know. They're not aware. As with our clients, if you have a question, don't hesitate to ask. And I'm going to keep it 100. If you're dealing with a professional or supposed to be professional, who when you ask a question, it's a daunting task or if it's frustrating, you might want to start looking at making some changes, because you should not have someone who's frustrated with you asking questions that's going to bring you understanding or clarity. And if you don't understand the way that they're explaining it in that moment, again, it's our job to find another way to give you understanding. One of the things that is going to be required, or that I'm going to incorporating more into my firm, is making sure that we do a complete document review after your return is done, just so that you understand, because again, they are ramping up audits 50%. So we want you guys to have some clarity and know exactly what it is that's happening with your return. While we can't avoid audits, what we can do is minimize the risk of them disallowing anything. This is for my business owners especially. We can minimize the risk of them disallowing anything if we take the necessary steps and precautions to do what it is that we're tasked to do, what we signed up to do. And I actually was going to come on tonight and talk about the differences between an accountant, a bookkeeper, a tax preparer, and a road agent, CPA. But I'm going to save that for another time. But I do want to say, everyone, please, 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 a word of caution. Don't feel like you have to have a CPA in order for them to provide you with quality tax preparation services. That's not what that designation means. It does not mean that they are a tax pro. So as you're searching, researching, and looking for the best professional that's a fit for you and for your business or for your personal taxes, as you're doing that, choose the best person that's knowledgeable, that is doing their trainings, is making sure that they're staying up to date on the changes that's happening in tax law. That's kind. um, there's these skill sets that we need, more than being able to sound good or being able to articulate. you know we there's more to it than just that. You want somebody that's going to provide you with quality. You want to get with somebody also that is going to hold themselves accountable, but is also willing to say, I don't know the answer right now, but let me find that out for you. Again, if you have a tax professional, an accounting professional, don't feel like just because they are a CPA, they're doing it right. Again, and I'm slowing this down because we see this all the time. People are deceived, and I want to make sure that you understand. You want to get the best professional that's going to serve what your needs are, and that's going to be willing to help you understand your numbers, that's willing to answer your questions. And when I say answer your questions, I mean within the scope of what their job is for you. You want to make sure that you're getting somebody, again, that is kind. um, and any of us can be a paper pusher, any of us. But it takes more than just than pushing papers and data entry. We do more than data entry with taxes and accounting. But next week, or maybe sometime in between there, I might hop on just to talk about the differences in what each designation or what each term means, so that you guys have a better understanding when you're reaching out and you're looking for, say, a bookkeeper, or you're looking for someone who does maybe tax planning or tax resolution. You'll understand the nuances and the differences of what that means. If you're looking for a tax professional, if they have some other letters behind their name, what that means. Because I hate to say it, but a lot of people can apply for a P10, which is the Preparer Tax Identification Number. Yes, we have to go through some background checks and stuff like that, but anyone can apply for a P10. But I want to make sure that you're getting quality. And again, if your tax professional or your accountant is frustrated and don't want to explain things to you, and don't want to ensure that you have understanding and clarity, then it may be time to make some changes. I'm not pushing you out the door, but that's what it is. So again, like I said, We're going to be paying a bill for 3 individuals. And I'm going to actually incentivize it for my current clients where you get 2 entries into that little bucket. All for being a current client and coming back. So, you got to I got to take care of my folks and make sure that they get incentivized. And then for new people coming in to the company and joining the Bryant Business Solutions family, you will get an entry and we will be paying the bill, and it will be for the May bill. So we're going to do the drawing in April, the end of April, for May. And we just want to make sure everybody has an opportunity to get their taxes in for tax season by April 15th, the deadline, if they don't extend it. Hopefully they don't. If they do, that April 15th cutoff will be the deadline. I'm just to be fair to everyone, that April 15th will be the deadline. And then we'll do the drawing. I believe it's April 23rd. We're going to do the drawing for 3 people. Again, it's cell phone bill, light bill, whatever bill that that needs to be paid. 3 people will be selected for those bills to be paid. So you'll see me posting about that soon. Again, I wanted to come on and just give you a few updates and a few changes that's happening. And just to let you know how our offices will be running. Be sure, if you have another tax professional, like I said, be sure to check with them as to what their processes will be this tax season, because we've all had to make shifts and changes. All right. So until next Tuesday, for sure, like I said, I may hop on before then, but until next Tax Talk Tuesday with Tawanna. I know, cheesy, right? Anyway, until next Tuesday, guys, I will talk with you soon. Have a good day.